A little less than 2 weeks ago, I went around and messaged some of my Hypixel Skyblock YouTuber friends, including Time Dio, 30 Virus, as well as a bunch of others, and asked them what the most useless item on the server is. Today, I did that again, but I asked them what the most useful item in the game is to date. Massive shout out to everyone who wanted to respond for this video. Go check them out. As I mentioned them, they're all pretty cool guys. And yeah, so without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Just before we get started with the first item though, we are getting super close to 70,000 subscribers here on the channel. So if you guys could do me a favor and just make sure that you're subscribed, it only takes you a second and it doesn't cost you a single thing. And you can always change your mind at any single time. But if you're subscribed, I really appreciate you. It helps me out more than you guys can know. Without further ado though, let's jump right into this one. The first item that I want to talk about today, this is one that I recommended myself as being one of the most useful items on the server, and that would be the grappling hook. It's one of the first things that you get when you start Hypixel Skyblock. It is one of the best items for mobility. Simply, you can throw it like a fishing rod and right click again and it launches you in that direction. I think it's safe to say that nearly every single Hypixel Skyblock player has enjoyed the benefits of a grappling hook at some point or another. This item is ridiculously cheap, very easy to get off the auction house early game, and is honestly just a ton of fun to use. I still enjoy just running around the hub or on my island and just grapple hooking all over the place. I mean, this thing's just more than satisfying to use. The first YouTuber that I reached out to today was 30 Virus. He is a Hypixel Skyblock content creator with over 316,000 subscribers, and he recommended the aspect of the end. And I'm not even gonna lie, nearly every YouTuber who I messaged today first responded with the aspect of the end, and I got most of them to say another one because I think it is safe to say that by far this is one of the most useful items in the game. The mobility you get with this item is beyond ridiculous. It works in nearly every single situation. Just by simply right clicking and using a little bit of mana, you can teleport yourself either vertically or like horizontally, basically any direction you point this thing in, and depending on your mana, you can just spam this thing for as long as you can. It is one of the best mobility options here on the server. I believe it is safe to say that nearly every single Hypixel Skyblock player either currently uses this thing in their setup or has at some point or another. This thing is beyond fun to use. It's relatively cheap, only a few 100,000 coins off the auction house, and it's honestly, once again, tons of fun. By using the grappling hook and the aspect at the end, you can get anywhere that you want to go on the server. I also asked 30 Virus what, in his opinion, is the most useful armor set in the server. Now, obviously, this is a more broad one. There's so many different armor sets in the games and different items in general, and there's armor sets for nearly every single situation that you might come across, whether it be doing slayers, fighting dragons, running dungeons, or just skill grinding. There's an armor set for nearly everything. He recommended this as a great beginner tier or even mid-game type of set. He said in his words, Monster Raider is a lifesaver on Iron Man. And to be honest, I didn't even know about this set ability. I've known about Monster Hunter, which is the skeleton helmet, guardian chestplate, creeper pants, and spider boots. But apparently if you upgrade the spider boots to tarantula boots, you unlock the Monster Raider perk bonus, which the full set bonus gives take minus 35% damage when being attacked by monsters and deal plus 35% more damage when attacking monsters. Now, this is actually a tremendous perk. I didn't even know that this was a thing. So shout out to 30 Virus. He did the same thing last video, brought up items I didn't even know existed. So as you can see, it is going to be the skeleton helmet, the guardian chestplate, the creeper pants, and the tarantula boots. And honestly, I gotta give it to him. Like, this is a pretty decent set for the price that it is. Obviously, there's tons of different sets on the server here that are going to be useful in different situations. For example, the rancher boots when you're farming, or whether it be superior for magic find and pet luck, or maybe not so relevant anymore, or shark armor when you're fishing. There's so many different armor sets that are tremendously useful, but I believe this is a pretty decent all-around set between early to mid-game, in my opinion. The next YouTuber I reached out to today was Time Dio, and so at first he did say the aspect at the end, but when I asked him again, he said either the God Pot or the booster cookie. And I have to agree, these are some of the more newer items that were kind of added. They came in the community shop update, and I'm not gonna lie, I always have both of these active at like every single point that I'm playing this game. So quickly to go over them, the booster cookie, you can buy it with Skyblock gems or from the bazaar. Consume to gain the cookie buff for 4 days. The ability of this cookie is ridiculous. First off, ability to gain bits, which you can use on kind of upgrades in the bit shop, plus 20% skill XP, which is insane, plus 15 magic find, keep coins and effects on death, permafly on private islands, access to /AH and /bazaar anywhere on the server, sell items directly to the trades menu, AFK immunity on your island, toggle specific potion effects, and access to /anvil and /etable. I mean, do I have to say any more? This item is ridiculous. I love this thing. I'm even going to eat it again right now because you can never have too much of a cookie boost. The next item is the God Pot. Consuming this potion gives the player 24 hours of all positive potion effects. Now, this thing is amazing. If I do slash effects really quickly, you can see all the potion effects that I'm getting from this thing currently, including skill XP buffs. I'm also getting like rabbit, speed, strength, a bunch of potion effects, and you can actually toggle them for, so example, I have haste turned off just because I found that it was messing up with the mining speed a bit. It might be fixed now though, so I might be able to turn that back on, but I also have stun off, and I had invisibility off, I believe, so that I wouldn't look invisible when I was actually wearing Sora armor. Overall, both tremendous items. I'm going to save this for when my God Pot runs out, and I'm going to eat that afterwards. The next YouTuber who I reached out to today was Rage Train. He's a YouTuber with over 92,000 subscribers, working his way to 100K, just like myself, and he actually recommended probably one of the most useful items here on Skyblock altogether. So at first he said the aspect to the end, and when asked again, he said the Super Compactor 3000. And I think even just hearing that, I think we can all agree that this is by far one of the most useful things on the server. This item can be used as a minion upgrade. This will automatically turn materials that a minion produces into their enchanted form when there are enough resources in the minion storage. This item basically makes it so that you don't have to empty your minions every 4 milliseconds. It is by far one of the most highest quality of life items in the game. This thing's amazing. I don't think I need to justify it anymore. Rage Train, I more than agree with your decision here. The Super Compactor 3000 by far is one of the most useful items on the server. The next person that I reached out to today was I'm a Squid Kid. You guys might recognize him from the Potato War against Technoblade. He has over 170,000 subscribers, and he went back and forth on his answer. At first, he said the Hyperion, then he switched to the aspect of the end, and then back to the Hyperion again. I think what he's basically trying to say is mobility, but for his sake, we're going to say the Hyperion in this case. By far, the most expensive item that we're going to be talking about today, without a doubt. I mean, it's ridiculously expensive, especially to get the Wither Impact ability, where you need the 3 dungeon scrolls that you get from floor 7. Very expensive weapon, very fun weapon. This thing is so much fun. First off, it acts like the aspect of the end to teleport yourself, as you can see. It also does a ridiculous amount of damage on impact. As you can see, even in this Monster Raider set, we did 232k to that zombie. You can annihilate anything in your path. It is more than fun to use in dungeons and outside of. Very expensive though, and it is very useful once you can afford to get your hands on one of these things. But if not, the aspect of the end, a great alternative. But the Hyperion is a ton of fun if you can actually afford this thing, but I believe it is out of a lot of people's price range. The next YouTuber who I reached out to is XZap, a Skyblock content creator with over 42,000 subscribers, and he also made the beautiful thumbnail that you guys are seeing on today's video. The item he recommended, I don't know if we count this as an item, but he's not wrong. He recommended the Skyblock menu. I guess it is an item. I am holding it in my hand. By far, probably the most useful thing in the game, period. There's nothing else. Being able to look at your skills, collections, recipe books, access your ender chest, your wardrobe, pets menu, a portable crafting table, active effects, go to your island or to any other location in the game, profile management, boost your cookie stats, sack of sacks, potion bag, accessory bag, quiver, fishing bag, personal bank, quest log, calendar and events, trades menu, your Skyblock profile. I think you guys get the point. It has everything that you possibly need here on Skyblock, all in one convenient location. So yes, XZap, I do agree with your suggestion, although I'm questioning if it is an item or not. I'll let the people in the comments decide, but it is definitely very, very useful. The next YouTuber who I reached out to today is a YouTuber by the name of Sweet Booty. He is known as the YouTuber of farming, surprisingly, even though Technoblade is quite far up there, as well as I'm a Squid Kid. I still think when I think of farming and YouTube, I think of Sweet Booty even more. This guy he's ridiculous. He's pretty cracked at farming, and it's quite fitting some of the items that he recommended. So he actually recommended a ton. He recommended first the aspect of the end, then the grappling hook, and then he brought up 3 items that I strongly agree with. And so the first one being backpacks. Backpacks are my way of life. If we look through my ender chest here, I store everything in backpacks. Everything I do goes through backpacks. It's just how I keep everything. I don't even use chests on my island anymore. I have a page per collection. This is all the farming collections, wheat, carrot, potato, all the way through, including my tools. And then on everything from mining here up to mithril, everything for combat. I just enjoy backpacks. So I cannot agree more with this one. The next thing he said, the personal compactor. This thing, when this thing came out, I was beyond excited. You can put enchanted items in here, and while you're farming, if you get enough materials, it will automatically convert into that item. It just crafts it for you automatically. It's by far one of the the best quality of life item on the server here. I definitely agree with that one. And of course, the farming guy mentions rancher boots. These are great. You can right click them and you can actually, you can left click them, sorry, and you can actually set your speed cap, which is pretty cool. So if I set it to 400 speed, throw these boots on, I now have 400% speed at my bottom left beside my hotbar there. If I take them off, left click again, and let's say I want 100 speed for some reason because I'm a weird person, and now I have 100 speed. I'm nice and slow. You can basically choose whatever you want to do depending on what you're farming. These things are great. I use them all the time. These are what I farm in, and I can definitely recommend the rancher boots. They are the upgrade to the farmer's boots. They aren't crazy expensive, but they are up there. But tons of fun. You can basically just max out your speed just through this one item here. So thank you, Sweet Booty. Definitely recommend. The next YouTubers that I reached out to were Twinco Plays. You guys might recognize them from my Iron Man profile. They play that with me. And so I reached out to each of them. Twinco1 first responded by saying the summoning eye. For someone who does a ton of dragons, this is awesome. I mean, you're going to need summoning eyes by far. They're quite useful in terms of getting dragon armor. Whether you're at that point or past it, it kind of comes and goes, or whether it's useful for you. But overall, the summoning eye is something that, once again, I believe any player who's passed through that stage of the game has either gotten the summoning eye, placed a summoning eye, or had the summoning eye stolen from them while they were grinding for one. I think it's safe to say we've all gone into the end and fought some zealots or zealots, however you want to pronounce it. And so I definitely recommend, and yes, this is quite a useful item. For those of you who don't know, Twinco Plays is run by two people. They are actually twins, Twinco1 and Twinco2. And when I asked Twinco2 what the most useful item in the game is, he responded with Twinco1 because he does all the grinding for me. Basically just calling out his brother as his grinder. I mean, fair enough. If I had a twin too, I bet I'd get him to do all my grinding. But then he later on went to say, and also the fairy souls, which I cannot agree with more. And I'm surprised Time Dio didn't bring it up. The fairy souls are by far one of the best things that any player here on this game should do. You've probably seen one or clicked on one or used one at the fairy pond at some point or another while playing on Hypixel Skyblock. They give a massive stat boost and by far are tremendously useful. So make sure you get your fairy souls up. That's the motto here from this message. So there you have it. Shout out to everyone who wanted to participate in this video. I do appreciate you. This video wouldn't have been possible without the YouTubers that you saw across your screen today. So make sure you guys go ahead and check them out. But yeah, that's kind of gonna do it for this one. I believe if you guys have any other items that you think are ridiculously useful or that you use on a day-to-day, some notable mentions, probably Maddox the Bat Phone, maybe some of the power orbs, I don't know, stuff like that. There's a lot of useful items on the server and a lot of useless items. So let me know in the comments down below if we missed something that you thought is super useful that you use like on a day-to-day basis. But without further ado, that's gonna be it for me today. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe, turn on those post notifications, stay up to date with everything going on in the channel. Leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace out.